Thank you for listening to Comics for Fun and Profit. This is Kyle and Drew with your sneak peek at next week, episode number 597, where comics originally releasing October 27th and 28th, the last release week in October, as we near November, as we near the end of 2020. But before Drew and I get into what's coming out in your local comic book shops this coming week, Drew, do you have anything else to tell me from the world of comics?
In the world of comics, we did get Rob sent in a question. He said he wants to know what our Desert Island books are. Ooh. A comic, a trade, a hardcover, and an omnibus. You get 4 things for your Desert Island book. What are you taking?
Okay.
So, 1 comic, 1 single floppy, 1 trade, so that's probably a 4 to 6 issue trade. Hardcover, what's that? Is that 2 trades normally?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Or I guess it could be a deluxe OGN, a hardcover OGN. That's right. I guess that's fine. And then omnibus or compendium, right? They're pretty equivalent. Like the phone booky type thing.
There you
go. What do you think?
Killing Joke is my single floppy.
It's a trade.
No, it's a single floppy. It's a single book.
All right. All right. I'll allow it.
Saga Trade 1 as my trade paperback.
Oh, that's pretty good.
The big giant phone book is going to be Walking Dead 1, whatever. I don't know if it's hardcover 1, compendium 1, whatever it is.
Yeah, that's really good.
And then my my hardcover
omnibus. Your omnibus?
Yeah, my omnibus is going to be the omnibus of Batman and Robin, the one right before the New 52,
nice,
by Grant Morrison, where Nightwing is Batman and Damian is Robin.
And that's pretty damn good, right off the top of your head. I like that. Let's see. My omnibus is probably... And like a Y wouldn't even cover the whole series, would it?
No, that's a 60-issue series, so
it'd only be the first 30.
Be close, because like the first omnibus for Walking Dead is like 50. It's like 48.
My hardcover is Watchmen.
I contemplated that.
That's an easy one for me. The hardcover is going to be Watchmen, and then my single floppy is Action Comics #1.
just because if you're on a desert island, you want to know.
If I'm going to desert island, I want to know I have $1 million comic, and if I get rescued, I have money to start over.
That's awesome.
So I'm taking it. So I definitely want.
So you're immediately trying to find a place to keep it out of the weather.
I'll probably use it for kindling.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So
Action Comics #1 and Watchmen. Those are easy. Omnibus and trade. I think the trade is going to be the first trade of Walking Dead. The first 6. Mm-hmm. Kind of missing out on stuff there, but and then the omnibus. Should it be something I've never read, or should it be something that I can read over and over again? That's the question. Mm-hmm. I think I'll do like a crossed.
Ah, there
omnibus.
You go. You do love your crossed.
I do love my cross. So I think I do a crossed omnibus. So let me see. I've got a DC Image, DC Vertigo, and Avatar. I don't have a Marvel.
There you go. I got 2 Image, 2 DC.
Okay. So yeah, that's pretty cool. What are we gonna do? We're gonna get there. And I won't have my glasses.
And so I was just going to say, we finally have time.
And I won't be able to read any of them. Are they going to be large print editions? That was fun. Thank you, Rob. You all can do the same. Send us trivia questions or questions about Speckin' or comics industry or anything.
And tweet us your 4 Desert Island books at Comics Fun Profit on Twitter.
And it's a comic, it's a trade, it's a hardcover, it's an omnibus. Can you do better than us? Probably not. Those were pretty damn good.
Yeah. So top of my head, I was just like, that was raw gut.
So you can send us an email if you have a question of your own, comicsforfunandprofit@gmail.com. Or you could go to Twitter, Comics Fun Profit, Instagram, Comics for Fun and Profit, and Facebook, Comics for Fun and Profit. And find us that way on our socials and ask away. And we'd love to hear from you. Now, since that's out of the way, let's hop right on over to the Hot 10.
Ooh. Of course, we go over and we find our good friends at comicbookinvest.com. They have their Hot 10 list. This is, of course, the Hot 10 for October 23rd, 2020. And we click on that. We start at the beginning and drew our number one comic, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
You gotta love
110, the 1 in 10 variant. Now, we talked about these 1 in 10s. This is not the first time they've gotten hot real quick right off the press. This one's, no surprise, $40 to $50. No spoilers, but this last Ronin thing is really looking like a huge deal. I hope that the actual story can live up to the hype. This Turtles Renaissance is pretty cool to witness.
And it was a 1 in 10, so it was probably reasonable to pick up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you have an LCS that went deep at all on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 110. At rank 2, we have Teen Titans Go, number 23. Mentioned by Nico and John Z on our Flipside podcast. That's the podcast from comicbookinvest.com. This first appearance of Red X has jumped from $15 to over $70. If you haven't tried to find some of these Teen Titan Go books, be forewarned, they're not easy to come by. Not a lot of them, apparently.
Huh. Yeah, I hadn't heard this at all.
Yeah. That one came out of nowhere for me.
Yeah.
At rank 3, we have America, number 1 from 2017. The second print. A month ago, you could have picked this one up for somewhere around cover price. Now it's $30 to $40. When will the peak hit on these later printings? And that's going to be a theme throughout a lot of things that we do today, probably. At rank 4, we have Mercy Sparx Zero issue.
Yeah, sweet.
99-cent issue here. It says 99-cent special in the front. Very few sales prior to a couple days ago until MGM optioned it for a movie. Prices immediately jumped to $40 and $50 soon after. I have my doubts that this will ever make it to the big screen. So, if you got them, sell them now, is what I'm saying.
Oh, I got this. What box do I have my Mercy Sparx in? Ugh. Oh my god, I know I have this. This was in the quarter bins.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I picked up at least one.
There you go. At rank 5, oh my goodness, I can hear our boy Wolf Warner talking to us right now. Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, number 1, the 1 in 25, Trevor Von Aiden variant. Doubling in price for 9.8s this week from $400 to $800. An incredible jump, and nobody knows why.
Maybe they just rolled out. Maybe there hadn't been a lot available.
At rank number 1 from Dan Abnett and Andy Lanning, Bloodstone number 1. I love these steady climbers, and this one was definitely that. 9.8s back in the summer around $250, but continued upward movements have 9.8s now around $400. Expect to pay over $100 for a nice raw copy as well. All of this with no confirmation of any movie news. This one, I think, still has potential to continue to go higher if she is cast correctly.
That's cool. I saw this first. I hadn't seen this book before, but Mike Myers has been doing his Blood Month for the month of October. All these comics with blood in the title that he's been posting them, and this was one of them. So he's got himself a $400 book if it's in good suit. Well, $100 for raw.
Raw's over 9.8.
Yeah, he's not a CGC guy. He pops them out of CGCs if he gets them that way.
There you go.
So he got a $100 book right there.
They're never 9.8s. No, I'm kidding.
Well, yeah, that's true. Well, he's fair. He's very careful. I'm sure if there's a way to get a 9.8 out of a red book, he could do it.
He's white gloving it.
Yeah. At
rank 7, I've got at least 2 or 3 of these. Gotham Academy number 1 from the New 52 era of DC, jumping from cover to $25. Out of left field, the character Mia Mizuguchi will be featured as Robin in an upcoming series. I remember the second print pink variant was popular way back in the day. I would assume that it and then 1 in 25s would also be on the move as well.
Yeah, I remember this, and
I enjoyed the series. I remember reading it at the time and reviewing it, and actually thinking it was not necessarily geared towards me. It was a little younger, but very well done.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, those are floating around somewhere too.
At rank 8, Something is Killing Children, number 11, the 1 in 100 Martin Simmons variant. Interesting in the fact that a number 11 issue has a 1 in 100 variant, but also that it took the concept from another ongoing Tinian book, Department of Truth. Anyway, expect to pay over $130 right now, assuming you can even find a store that ordered 100 copies. At rank 9, Drew, we talked about this when it was coming out. Werewolf by Night, the new series. Here we have the 1 in 50, already above 80. Pretty cool looking cover, and more people are looking for it than there are currently around. At rank,
I mean, what are you going to pay for a 1 in 50? I mean, who's got a 1 in 50 that didn't pay? You paid more than $50 for a 1 in 50, right?
Usually.
So, I mean, of course, $80. Okay, it went up 20%. It was like a $3.99 book going up to $7.
But like, we used to have an LCS that would put 1 in 10, 1 in 25, 1 in 50s out just almost cover price, or $7-8 sometimes.
Yeah, early on and back in the day before they figured it out. You know?
Yeah, before they figured it out. So you don't know. Who knows? At rank 10, Phantom Star.
And now they put a comic book that's worth $5 and they put $27 on it. So.
Yeah, all the time. Phantom Star Killer number 1, the VHS variant. Listing states there are only 400 copies of this. I'm not sure what the numbers came from, but sales of over 150 seem to back up that point. Pretty much any cover of this book is doing well at the moment.
Phantom Star Killer. I mean, I don't remember this. Is this something we glossed over during a sneak?
Must have been something we glossed over. Yeah.
Yeah.
And some of our memorable or honorable mentions. Terror Titans number 4, an old DC title there. Back in the summer, this was a cover price book. For those that care, this is Static Shock's first appearance in the DCU, and is now selling for $15 to $20. Keep an eye out for this one in a lot of back issue bins. Terror Titans number 4.
Amazing.
And then their off-the-wall cover they like to do. We have Strange Fantasy number 9. Interesting note about this series is there are different stories on the interior, but they have the same cover. An 8.5 copy of the Warfront stories sold this week for $1,800. Not really anything to compare it to, as this is the only graded copy. There is also only one graded copy of the Davy Crockett story. The copies with the Black Cat stories appear to be the most common, with 15 graded copies. The fact that she can still talk to him after having been shrunk into a test tube proves he was a pretty amazing scientist, despite his yellow teeth and red eyes. It's commenting.
They're talking about the cover there, yeah.
But that is cool that we have books that have the same cover, but multiple different stories inside.
I have never heard of that before. Is that a common thing?
I don't know. I would think not.
No, I would think not as well. But to get tomorrow's strange fantasy weird mix, you got to go to the FOC and dig through it. 100%, right?
Yeah.
Let's do that, man.
Okay, the FOC is, of course, our final order cut-up. It's our final opportunity to add a few books to our order, or sometimes just do our order on the FOC. Of course, you
like to dig me every time on that.
Of course, we get these mailed to us direct from our friends at Cowabunga Comics, who Eric curates a wonderful FOC form for us every Friday. We get to dig through and see what's going on. Our DC titles are due by 6 o'clock on Sunday, while Monday at 6 everything else is due, to make sure that we get these books in our pull box and we don't miss out and have to hope they ordered extra for us. We just get them. Of course, Eric pulls a few things to the surface that he thinks are moving or he just wants to talk about, and the first thing he's looking at is Catwoman 27, the Jenny Frison cover B cardstock variant. The Other History of the DC Universe number 1 is a 5-issue series, and he likes the cover A. John Ridley writing this series.
I've heard of this one.
Yeah. I don't think I paid too much attention to it either. Let's see, from Dark Horse Comics, Barbalian, Red Planet #1, another 5-issue series. Hernandez Walta, cover A. On that one, he's looking at kind of a neat looking cover. Jeff Lemire written story. And then we have Darkness #1, the 25th anniversary commemorative edition. Of course, our good boy Garth Ennis writing those, so it's neat to see that commemorative 25th anniversary edition there. We have Avengers Marvel Snapshot #1. And that is a very cool looking Iron Man cover. And Symbiote Spider-Man King in Black #1 of another 5-issue series from Marvel. But let's not take Eric's word for it. Let's dig and see what we can find.
Yeah, for some reason my stuff is opening slow, but that Aquaman cover B, Josh Middleton, kind of like a watercolor look to it.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty neat. It doesn't, and I don't know if it's a cover that doesn't have the masthead or not, or that's just the image that we're getting right now.
There you go.
Because it's still three weeks out. But it's pretty nice though.
There you go. I will disappointingly look at Nightwing 76 cover B. Not horrible. Nightwing hanging out on top of a subway car.
The Bruce Wayne 1 in 25 Batman 103 is it makes him look like an anime kid.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that I like that version of Bruce Wayne.
Ah.
I mean, it makes him look way too young and way too anime. Do you see that, or is it just me?
Nope, I see it. I don't agree, but I see what you're saying.
You like it?
Yeah, very good. You very young, Bruce.
Yeah. What were we passing up here to go to the Jenny Frism? What Joel Jones were we passing up here? Yeah, okay, I can see that. It's okay. It looks like it's not fully rendered.
The other history of the DC Universe I don't think I noticed was a Black Label book. There's also a cool silver metallic LCSD, Jamal Campbell silver metallic.
That's cool.
So local comic shop day. I ask you this every single time I see these things. When's local comic book shop day?
Let's see. Local comic. This is fascinating, right?
LOC.
It is something the 25th. November 25th.
There you go. So we'll have to keep an eye out for some of these LCSD variants on things.
But will it be canceled like Free Comic Book Day?
No, not near as big of a... Completely different thing. LCSD is just a few different exclusive things available in comic shops.
Do you think they're going to do the high... Are they doing the high price stuff? Where are you seeing it at?
I am looking at the other history of the DC Universe #1, the last book in the row of those four.
Okay.
The LCSD variant.
So it's a little higher. Mm-hmm. No, not really.
Yeah, it's cover price. There's no discount on that.
No discount.
And if I remember from before, our good friend Eric clarified the LCSD books a lot of times they're not given any of their same discounts for. So a lot of those are tough to get at a discounted price.
Yeah. And did any of those spike from last time?
Nope, not a one. I think maybe the Alien did a little bit.
The Walking Dead one?
Yeah.
I haven't seen Babs Tarr in a while.
Oh,
and
yeah, it's true.
She's doing the cover B for Teen Titans 47. Has she been doing something creator-owned that I haven't known about?
I can't even remember off the top of my head.
She's kind of been out of it, hasn't she?
Yeah, she really has. And Teen Titans, we think, is pretty much ending around 50, probably, right?
Or relaunching, yeah, who knows?
Well, wasn't DC paring down at that point from those? Or at one point we were talking about that.
So is Titan still happening? Or is it already canceled?
I think it's already canceled.
Okay. So they're getting rid of all of them.
They were, they were paring some stuff down at the very least. I cannot remember the exact things.
Okay, I hope not. But yeah, it'd be nice if they eventually came back in some kind of story.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, why wouldn't you just rotate like 6-issue stories, Teen Titan stories, or something in every once in a while? Why not?
Yeah. Interesting cover on the Barbaralian Red Planet #1, the cover B.
Not the Walta.
Not the Walta cover B. It has the red ribbon on the front of it. For the AIDS crisis. The AIDS ribbon.
Okay. What's that about?
You don't remember the Seinfeld about the AIDS ribbon? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, I do. Yeah, I do remember that. That is.
Do not want to wear the ribbon.
That is very strange.
Well, the storyline revolves around AIDS, if I remember correct, or if I read the solicit correct.
Yeah, but it looks like it's just like a bad layer in Photoshop.
Yeah, it's different.
It's not great.
I still think it's the one to have on that one, if there is one to have.
Gotcha.
That's all I've got for Dark Horse. Down to some IDW. We have a Sea of Sorrows #1. We're looking at. It's a cool looking cover. A deep sea horror book. There you go, Drew.
That's my bailiwick. Is that what you're saying?
There you go. And TMNT, The Last Ronin #1, going to a second print already.
This was the one that was allocated, right? There wasn't enough of them?
I know it was delayed. I don't remember if it was allocated.
I was thinking the first print was allocated and they were shorted from the printer or something. So this second print does that mean it's going to be more of them?
I think it's going to be just as flooded as the first print. It doesn't look like there's no additional art. That's pretty much one of the covers for the standard A.
Okay. And I think I didn't want to pay $9 for it, so I think I stayed away from it altogether.
Down in the Image, we have both Die and Die available this week.
Always confusing. I never understood why they did that. And a new Ice Cream Man. Hallelujah. Not doing anything fun with the cover B, are we?
Nope.
Not really.
We have here a good sign. Rat Queens 22 going to a second print. So we started with Rat Queens 22 we talked about it being yet a new art team and yet a new art style. And it was popular enough to sell through and we're in a second printing. So
people checked it out.
As an old Rat Queens guy, that makes my heart very happy.
Oh, there's a Sajic Darkness cover. I'm gonna get it to pop up here. I always like his stuff.
On what? On the Darkness. I see now.
The Darkness cover B. Yeah, it's solid.
Classic Sajic.
I don't remember. So Garth, I don't remember this being a Garth Ennis thing. I did not realize that.
All right, Drew, we have That Texas Blood, #1 at a third print, #2 at a second print, #3 at a second print, and 4 at a second print. All
wow.
That Texas Blood.
That's amazing. Good for him.
Drew, this is the point of the podcast where I ask you for your favorite Walking Dead #3. Well, I'm sorry, Walking Dead Deluxe #3.
Yeah.
Which is your favorite cover?
Well, let me pull them all up here. Make sure Now, I don't have the Adams and McKeag to look at. The regular Adlard cover is it's fine. It's Adlard. The Tony Moore, I like Tony Moore. That's pretty nice. And then the standard cover A is McKeag and Finch. That's pretty good. I'd probably go with the Tony Moore. That'd be my favorite this time, but I'll probably get them all.
Drew, a book that I know you're going to want to order off this FOC, Avengers 36 second printing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we got a dope Konshu cover.
Did they do that?
Yeah.
Did they do that? Oh, look at that. Moon Knight on fire. Yeah, you got me. I'm that simple. You think that's going to be low print run?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Yeah, that's a good call on that. There's another Scroachy variant for cable number 6. Man, he's good. That's really nice.
Mm-hmm.
And this is it's part of the X of Swords thing that I'm not paying attention to.
Cross of Swords.
Oh, is that what it is? Cross of Swords?
I'm not sure if that's how they want it pronounced or not. That's how I always.
Now we have a Captain America 25. We're making a big deal out of that, I guess. At least we added $1 to it. Added some covers. Is there Scotty Young baby cap? Yeah.
And then when we look at Immortal Hulk 40, we have a Scotty Young spoiler variant. So they gave the spoiler variant to our boy Scotty Young.
Which one's that?
Just down to Immortal Hulk 40.
Oh, okay.
Marvel Indigenous Voices #1. We have a Ghost Rider variant, a Mac variant, a Mac Virgin variant, a Richardson variant, a Richardson Virgin variant, and a Verigi variant.
I don't know that I've seen that Hulk Verigi variant. Very nice. I think those would look really sweet on the wall.
Yeah.
All of them.
All right, Drew, this is the point where I'm going to tell you that I am interested in this Star Wars Darth Vader #6 second print. So we get a cover for our Sith assassin, if I remember correctly.
Ah, so this is the first time on the cover.
You want this. So I want this. Order me one of these.
Gotcha. Who got the action figure on Bounty Hunters? Forlom, help me out. Who's that?
Hold on, I'm sorry, I'm not paying any attention. The action figure on Bounty Hunter. Yeah, he's just some dude.
He's just a rando? Nobody special?
Yeah, he's just a bounty hunter.
He is a bounty hunter. I don't remember him.
I think he's a newer character. They talk about this in the second bubble point on it. Zuckuss and Forlong, the deadliest bounty hunting duo in the galaxy, are closing in, ready to take out their quarry, dead or alive. And they brought an army of Clone War era battle droids with them.
Nice. There's that New Mutants 13. That was the first appearance of somebody, right? Wasn't it?
Yes. But man, I can't remember.
I can't either. And then Spider... we did not like the Spider-Woman headshot variants, right? Or no, it was a different headshot we did not like. This one's not bad. You don't like this one either?
Yeah.
I don't know. Another Thor goes to another printing. Another Venom goes to a subsequent printing. So we got Venom 27 on the 4th and Thor #8 on the 2nd.
Jeez. I do not like that 27 4th.
And then a Widowmaker's Red Guardian Yelena Belova #1. That's a mouthful. Wow, and that is the title. Holy moly.
Yeah, like, lot of friggin' Marvel books. Boy.
Yeah.
Just a ton here coming out from Marvel. My goodness.
Well, they had their foot on the brakes for a while, remember?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. They just held them all for apparently this individual week.
Yeah, because they were trying to show restraint and ease everybody back into it, ramp up slowly, and now that they have, boom.
The holidays are for selling comics. Because this stuff's going to come out mid-November.
Oh, is
November 18th.
Yeah.
A lot of these.
That's true. Those are usually good months.
Got a couple of our artists, writers, and artisan books midway through their printings. Their 5 times. A lot of LCSD stuff here by the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the Lumberjanes. We've got a Dune #2, and Something is Killing Children.
That's a $10
one foil variant at $10.
Yeah, that's tempting, right?
Yeah.
Because that's the one to have.
Yep.
But I'm not going to pull the trigger.
Again, we got a $10 book here because, like I said before, these LCSD, I think they're paying like a little extra in shipping on it, if I remember correctly, and they were just not able to really. They were not given any discount because I think some of the proceeds go to different things.
Yeah.
So they're tough to get at a good price.
Lumberjanes hits number 75.
Yeah.
And they put a $6.99 price tag on it.
And again, there's also an LCSD foil version of it available as well. Boy, I like this Once and Future 13 cover B. From Franny. Which is odd for me to pick over a Dan Mora.
Yeah, that is weird. That's interesting, though.
The cover A's are kind of... That's just how he does cover A's, and they all look good.
They all look good, but they all look the same.
Yeah,
don't
and
they?
this Franny gets a 25 copy incentive as well, but it's a really cool looking book.
Yeah. Did you like your Momoko Something is Killing Children?
Very cool. That is awesome. That is very awesome.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty nice.
There's a cover C on Something is Killing Children, and it's a bloody blank.
You do love those.
I do love a good blank that's not literally blank. Dark Interlude from Vault Books.
Yeah, quite a few covers there.
Yeah.
I don't
Ryan
recognize.
O'Sullivan writing that.
I don't recognize the artist. Rebecca Isaacs doesn't sound familiar to me.
The next thing I'm interested in is down in Aftershock. We Live getting a second print.
Oh.
So that might be worth grabbing because an Aftershock book going to a second print, I don't see that a great deal. So, and then while you're at it, just grab that #2. Just get them both.
Okay, so we have a new Doctor Who launching. This is a female Doctor Who, right? Is this the first time we've seen her in print?
You are asking the wrong guy, sir. I do not know.
I've lost it. There it is. I'm pretty sure that's the deal. Let's see, we got a Mirko and Dolfo doing a cover too. I want to see that.
Yeah, Peach Momoko cover.
And then who's the Jones?
Yeah, because this Doctor Who comics, it looks like we have the 10th and 13th Doctor teaming up. So the 13th is the female Doctor, and the 10th is What's-His-Face that everybody knows.
So she must have already had her own comic. It's not that it'd be that big of a deal then.
There is a photo, cover B. There is Sun Eater #3. That is, of course, the Dylan Sprout Joe Harris book that we liked coming out from Heavy Metal.
Yeah. I clicked on the Avatar Deluxe action figure assortment, seeing if there were crossed figures, but it was the Airbender thing.
Oh, Avatar.
I got my avatars confused.
That's funny.
That would have been cool though if it was a bunch of cross figures. I'm sure they exist.
Yes, correct.
As long as Todd McFarlane's alive, there'll be figures for anything you want.
We got Zuko, Kataro, and Aang from the Avatar series, though. Sorry.
Oh, thank you for that clarification.
You're welcome. I knew you had no clue. I really could have said any names I wanted to.
Yeah. Yep. Zuko, Kalero, and Nang. That's
Katara,
exactly who I was thinking. Yep. That's it for me for the FOC.
All right, Drew. This is the point where we jump over to...
cover price. We're going to go over to the Comics Heating Up, folks. They've done a good job of scouring eBay to find out just what's selling and for what, for those folks that are doing the speculation out there. So kicking us off is a 1993 Marvel book called Ecto Kid, #1. And Clive Barker is developing this Marvel comic into a TV series. I've never, ever looked at this book. And it, I guess this was a 25 center, and it's now $27 raw.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that's cool. And it had a high sale of actually $35 for a raw.
It's a good ROI right there.
Yes, it is. Then we have Mad Max Fury Road Furiosa #1. We remember this one when it came out. We were all over this.
Yeah, I've got 3.
Yeah. It sold 34 copies this week. The CGC 98 sold for $90.
Nice.
It doesn't have a raw numbers there. Then we have Static #1, the collector's edition from 1993. This popped back on the list again. So this is the milestone book. And then from 2016, DC's Justice League #50. This is Jessica Cruz's first appearance as Green Lantern. And this sold, a CGC 98 sold for $235. Another Static #1. This was a raw $250 sale. Moved 14 copies. The last issue to the first series sold for $250 raw. Sorry. And this, the Static #1 sold 14 copies and had $80 that went sold for raw. We do have the Walking Dead Deluxe #1 gold foil. Continues to move 59 copies sold.
One per store.
Yeah. So there's plenty of these, 3,000 or so. And
it's weird because with these Walking Deads, there's one per store, and they immediately all go on eBay. They're very high at the beginning, and then they all crash because every single one of them is on the secondary market.
Yeah, because stores don't care about keeping stuff.
No.
They sell all their stuff because that's what they do.
That's how you make that money.
So they're not. I don't think very many of them are going to keep them and put them in storage, right?
Correct.
Then we have We Live #1, Dustin Nguyen 1 in 15. This is an Aftershock book.
I did not like the 1 in 15. Dang it.
Yeah, I remember you looking at that. It's like, nah, I don't think so. And it has a high sale of $46 for a raw, but it's a 1 in 15, so you're probably going to pay at least $20, $25 for it anyway. Standard
cover, double cover. So there's my win.
Yeah. So you hit a single. That's fine. Singles you get on base. That's great.
Right.
The Boys Hero Gasm #1. Boys continues to be popular. It sold 14 copies and a high sale of $63 for a raw copy. That seems super high.
Yeah.
I skipped out on this completely. Green Lantern #20 from 2013. It's getting a green light at HBO Max. Seth Grahame-Smith and Mark Guggenheim are set to write it. The show will depict the adventures of a multitude of lanterns, including Jessica Cruz. Well, we all love a good first appearance debate. CGC notates this as first appearance of Jessica Cruz in a cameo. You know how I am about those.
I do know.
Face not revealed. That's even worse. Which is referred to as the infamous first arm appearance. Regardless of this
I hate that.
light cameo, it has a high sale of $83 for a raw copy. Enjoy that. Enjoy that, dweebs that said this was the first appearance of that character. Forget
Remember, Drew, you would still want a Hulk 180. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so stuff hasn't leaked on this series yet, right? Beyond what we just about the Jessica Cruz.
Uh-huh.
So I got a feeling they're going to hit all the lanterns, right? So a Guy Gardner's going to be
the planet, the pig, the squirrel.
Yeah. So I get a feeling they're going to, if it's a series, they'll be able to explore all of them. So just if you can find affordable
Laura Fleas, you name it.
Yeah, first appearances of Green Lanterns, other color lanterns. I think you just go pick them up. If this HBO Max is going to have money, it's going to have Guy production value. It's going to look good. I would think that this would be the way to go, especially if it gets more than a season.
There you
go. And then finally, rolling out the top 10, we have Vengeance #1 from 2011. It's been reported that actress X-Ray Gomez, I don't know how to pronounce her first name, has been cast in an unnamed role from Marvel Studios' Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Many are assuming she's going to play the role of America Chavez. Well, it's mostly guesswork. It's most likely to be a while before we get a solid confirmation. So 19 more copies. This was already a hot first appearance anyway. And sold 19 more copies, and the high sale was a CGC 9.8 that went for $769.
Ew. Oh, let's see. In our runners-up, a lot of these we've already done multiple times, so I'll go through them quickly. At rank 11, we have The Boys #1, 2006 from Wildstorm. No surprise here. Up 146%. High sale of $500 for a 9.8. Ultimate Fallout 4. Duh. Miles is hot. $1,200 for a CGC 9.8.
Jesus.
Edge of Spider-Verse 2. Of course, this is our Spider-Gwen, which we now have to call Ghost Spider. CGC 9.8, $900, and Drew and I did not want to pay $15 for this when we missed it. Spider-Man 29 #1. CGC 9.8 going for close to $100, 10 copies moving. Justice League 31, while the first appearance of Jessica Cruz's arm in GL #20, the first appearance as Green Lantern in GL 50, both landed in top 10. Her first full appearance as Jessica Cruz was in Justice League 31. It may not have been as hot as those other two, but it's doing fine. 15 copies moved, 76%, $251 for CGC 9.8.
This is 16, legit.
Yeah.
This is legit. Yeah. This is a legit first appearance.
But nobody cares.
And then you can debate between this and the 50 because that's her first as Green Lantern. But
what about her
arm thing? With the arm thing, you just got to just dismiss. Don't even count it.
At rank 16, Spawn #1 from 1992. There is a CGC 9.9. And it sold for $3,600. So
what if it was the evaluator's first day on the job?
Yes.
And he finishes up. He's like 9.9, and then his supervisor comes over. He's like, "You can't give 9.9s. We don't give 9.9s."
What if he's very German and he was trying to just say no?
And yeah, I mean, you don't see enough of them, so I think they've got like a policy.
Okay.
You don't see 10s. You don't see 9.9s.
$3,600.
Still sold. Yeah, still sold very, very well.
Contrary to Drew, it's sold for $3,600.
We've got to buy a encapsulation machine. And C4 FAPS certification service. And
FAP
for the right
9.8.
price, you're going to get a 9.9, bro.
It's an FAP 10.0 gold gem mint.
We are the PGX of Ohio.
100%. Amazing Spider-Man 300. Drew, a 9.8. Guess how much it's going for?
What is it?
ASM 300.
I haven't heard of it. What is
it's this little spider book drawn by a guy you may know. Almost 4 Gs for a 9.8 CGC. Almost
it's a
4 grand.
small compact car. You son of a...
Here we go at rank 18, Star Wars Darth Vader number 6. We talked about this earlier because I was loving that second print and insisting I get one. Not only is this a great cover by In-Hyuk Lee, but it also features the first appearance of Ochai, a Sith assassin. And right now, first Star Wars appearances are highly sought after. This issue sold 17 copies, 7-day trend of 133% up, and a high sale of $12 for a raw copy. I can't remember if I wanted any of these. I might seek out and pay a little extra because I want to have this. I definitely want the second print, and I might want the first one too, because that sounds like a character that you can do some awesome stuff with. So
yeah, and that's a good thing to have too. His first appearance and his first cover appearance.
Yeah. So I may contact our friend Eric and see what I can find for that, if there's any original copies and what I have to pay to get.
We should probably check and see if you actually didn't order it though first.
Yeah, I know. I should check.
You probably didn't.
Probably didn't.
Maybe you did.
At rank 19, X-Men number 12. This issue, which features the first appearance of the Summoners, Iska the Unbeaten, the White Sword, and the first cover appearance of the High Summoner, whose first is in X-Men number 2 from 2019. 17 copies, high sale of $13.50 for a raw. And at rank 20, the Department of Truth number 1, the Oswald Secret variant. This was the hot new release from last week that landed in our top 10. This week it's almost fallen off the list. However, it's still hanging in there. 19 copies, $17 for raw.
Crazy.
Yep.
Well, it's time for sneaking and peeking, and we're going to start with UCS, our good friends that actually we've heard this week. They are going to be no more.
Our friends not long for this world.
Yes, so the good folks at UCS have lost their distributorship, or, according to a follow-up article, told DC to stick it. They no longer wanted to distribute their stupid comics, and they took their ball and went home. So we're not sure which was the right thing to do. Which one happened first?
You guess which way I'm leaning?
I think when we heard what the new rules that Lunar rolled out, about no buying clubs, no eBay storefronts allowed to purchase through them, maybe that was something that UCS said, we can't really enforce this, so we don't want to try to take that on.
Yeah.
Or DC just evaluated the two distributors and said, these guys suck at it. These guys are less sucky. We'll go with them.
Sucks less.
Yeah, they suck slightly less. And I'm guessing, from what I heard, there have been issues throughout this distribution transfer.
Issues, I see what you did there.
Between both of them, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So, DC's pared down to one distributor. It is Lunar. It is Lunar, which is DCBS. DCBS has assured the industry that they are ramping up. They are beefing up their staffing to accommodate this influx. Kyle, when was the last time they beefed up their staffing?
When we left them, because their new staffing was awful and ruined our books.
when they moved to Memphis, which was going to streamline and make everything great, they said, "Well, we're beefing up our staffing when they moved to Memphis," and then we never heard from them again, really. Yeah. And now that they're going to beef up that staffing again. So good luck to all of you that are involved in that, and I guess me too, because I get DC Comics through Cowabunga. So best of luck on this transition, and we might all be reading DC digitally before too long.
Godspeed to our friends at Cowabunga for sorting through the riffraff.
I know. Poor Eric, has to take this stuff and get it regurgitated and converted into a usable order form in a timely manner for the turnaround of a couple of days. It's just going to get harder and harder for him. I pray that he can continue to maintain this schedule, and so we can at least have the opportunity to FOC DC books.
Mm-hmm.
I'm complaining now about them, but I still want the opportunity to buy their stuff on a weekly cadence. I like it. So anyway, I'm sorry about that divergence. But anyway, back to UCS. What do we like here?
We like the fact that Action Comics 1026 cover B, if you look at it from a distance, it looks like Superman's in a dress. Which is freaking me out, and that is all I can see right now. So I'm going to have to move on.
It was a great Josh Middleton cover A for Batgirl 50. And we went ahead and raised that price up to $6 because it was a round number.
Mark Brooks cardstock variant of Batman Superman 13. Really cool cover. I like that kind of thing, and that is stunning.
Oh, you know what? That's reminiscent of Alex Ross.
Yes,
it's very nice.
Alex Ross, who had all these timeless covers except one.
And we've got a Three Jokers final issue. Kyle, did you read these first two?
I read the first one and then decided I'm going to read 2, 3 in
2, 3 together.
Yep.
2 was good. It was really good.
Okay, so 1 was great, 2 was good.
No, 2 was great. They've both been really solid.
Yeah.
Jeff Johns is a good storyteller, and give him stories, let him tell stories, let him finish them, then print them. Don't print them before he's finished with them. That's the only advice I would give TC. But really good, and the art's fantastic.
I forgot there was a Batman 3 Jokers number 3 1 in 450 variant.
And it is nice.
Yeah.
As it should be, right?
Yep.
That's great. That's a great cover.
Yeah.
But that's got to be at least $1,000.
Yep, and we will get a cover B shark variant. Man, I really love this Boss Logic cover, but I can't pay the price for a 1 in 25 on this Dark Knight's Death Metal Rise and the New Gods number 1, but I love that Boss Logic cover. And it will be on a list because people.
It's jockey. It's very jockey.
It's very jockey.
Yeah. Then remember that detective that Jock did that everybody's crazy for? It looks kind of like that.
Yep. I think we're going to get the same thing with this one. But I'm not allowed to make it my pick of the week, so we're moving on.
Nope. It's 1 in 25. Nope. You don't get to. They ruled. The world ruled.
I believe it was just my brother.
Well, I was not outvoted, so there you go. That's a great Bermejo cover B for Detective 1029. Look at that. Just climbing up the wall.
Yeah.
That's great.
Very cool. Tell me about my inability to find the book I wanted to talk about.
With
Last
Justice
God's Song of the Lost Children number 1 by Dan Walters.
What about that?
This is a existing property, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I thought. It's a really cool looking cover. I'm just really drawn to it. Okay, that's the Last God's Tale. Yeah, I see now. Gotcha.
So when is Justice League Dark coming out, and is it live action?
I don't know the answer to that. I hear it's live action. The last I heard it was live action.
And it's HBO Max, right?
Yes.
So should we be? I mean, because they're going to be mining like Detective Chimp.
Yep.
Who
Fate.
Else? Yeah, I mean,
Zatanna. Zatanna's going to be the big one.
Zatanna's going to be. I mean, she's already spiked, I think, and like Constantine's already high. Is Detective Chimp that high? Like, can you find his first appearances pretty reasonably?
Sure you can. What about Swamp Thing?
Nah, it's too high.
What about just Alan Moore Swamp Thing?
Maybe. Or maybe just Justice League Dark's first couple of issues.
Yeah.
Like, was Justice League Dark created, like, in a Justice League issue and then spun off? Or did they just exist for the first time in Justice League Dark number 1?
I think they spun out. I think they existed before. I know they did.
Okay, so which one was that?
I don't know.
I don't either. Why don't we not know that?
No.
Okay, so I'm going to copy that real quick. And I'm going to find out right now. Live. First appearance. Are you typing faster than me?
Sure.
I would like to know about that one too. The first appearance of Justice League Dark was in Saga of the Swamp Thing 49. Okay. So would we say that's an affordable book? It should have spiked by now if it hasn't. I mean, it would have to. Was this ever on our list?
Yes.
Pretty reasonable. Doesn't look like it's blowing off. $17, $18.
Yeah, and I remember that's right. The first appearance of Zatanna was in Hawkman 4 from 1964.
That's right. We have seen that spike.
So that one's it's out of reach, but I think it's going to go up.
But the first Justice League Dark is affordable, under $20 right now. Buy it now, $16.99.
There you go.
So, and I think I have that one. The cover looks very familiar.
There you go.
Okay, well, I've talked myself
out. But that has nothing to do with us buying it now.
No.
Good looking Wonder Woman, Joshua Middleton. Yeah.
I like you already talked about the Red Hood?
Nope.
We liked this during FOC, I think, that cover B.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah. That's a Josh Middleton. That's not a photo cover. That's a Josh Middleton cover P.
Yeah.
For Wonder Woman. Holy smokes. I don't remember that during FOC. Was the cover live then?
I don't believe it was.
That's nice. My God. I think he does one of those in a day. Does that take him a day to do that? Or is that like a week?
I think he's got a program that he literally takes a photo and it just does that automatically.
No, I don't think so. But I just wonder how long, because he probably gets $1,000 for a cover, and I wonder how long it takes him to do it. If it's a day, do 5 or 6 of those, take a break.
Sell the original art.
Then sell the original art. Exactly.
That's all for me, for our friends at UCS and our friends at DC.
Yes.
Over to our new releases from Previews World, and we're going to start where we love to start. Let's start in Image.
That's a delay on Man Among Ye, number 3. It's been a little bit, at least June. Yeah, it was a June book.
We talked about, of course, Sex Criminal 69 being the final issue, and there being a scary photo variant
That we have coming. We think that Spawn 311 is going to be a big deal.
Yeah, that's our tribute.
We were excited about that one.
McFarlane is our tribute for
Chadwick.
Yeah, Chadwick Boseman. Down into Dark Horse. You're going to read Colonel Weird Cosmogog.
No. I skipped all of those little spin-off thing for Black Hammer.
I was going to say, you liked Black Hammer at one point, but I didn't think you were following it out of Black Hammer.
Yeah, I love Black Hammer, and I still read the main thing. I just don't do any of the little side quests.
Gotcha. From IDW, Crowleth, number 1, going to a 3rd print. That's pretty cool. And both 2 and 3 going to a 2nd.
Now, were the first prints all Peach Momoko?
Yes.
And are these the same ones?
That is an existing cover, yes. Okay. Features a non-trade dress reprint of our Peach Momoko cover.
Okay, so there's Last Ronin, TMNT, that's coming out. We'll see how many people got
allocated.
Yeah, I think it's allocated. I think it's going to be hot. The Ashcan was hot.
Yeah, but every store and every comic mint petitioned their own covers for these.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There is a million different specific to certain places covers of these. And some of them are amazing. There are some dope ones. But there's
That's going
no
to devalue your cover A then?
In my opinion, it does, correct.
Gotcha. Because there's better other covers.
As well as the ash can being a better other cover.
And is that's the one that they, like, the ash can caused them to decide to change the art style,
Yeah,
right?
people were like, great book, interior art blows.
Yeah. And ash can's 8 pages, is that right?
Sure.
Or can it be any amount of pages?
I'm unaware. Transformers 84 Secrets and Lies, the final issue of that tag-in series to the Marvel 84 series.
I wish you were an X-Man fan.
I
X-Men
am,
fan.
just not comics. I just... I blame it completely for oversaturation in the market. I even tried to jump back in when Nightcrawler came back to us and turned into a pirate. And
yeah, that was great.
They flooded me out. I couldn't do it. I tried multiple times. I tried with...
We haven't tried for a while, though. Neither one of us have tried for a while.
Correct.
And I think I've been the longer out of it since all new X-Men from Bendis back in the day. I don't know what I've maybe just touched Tom Taylor's stuff.
Yeah, X-Men Red, the Tom Taylor.
X-Men Red, I like that. Mm-hmm. But man, I haven't given them much of a chance. But it is kind of self-inflicted.
Yeah,
on their part, they just make it so you're like too much. I don't want to deal with it.
Yeah.
No. Oh, accelerators, Kyle. Were you done with Marvel? I'm sorry.
Yeah, there's honestly, I'm digging through Marvel and I don't see anything I really care about, which is disappointing.
Do you remember that accelerators book that you liked so much?
Yeah. Oh yeah, from Blue Juice Comics.
Yeah, a new 5-issue arc starting.
Where are you at?
Accelerators 19.
Wow, you jumped right past.
I tried right past Boom. Yeah, and Dynamite. Did you see anything there?
Yeah, we like to look at Mega Man. How have you forgotten our traditions? Yeah, that's right. We really like that cover B.
Yes, we did.
And Once in Future number 9 going to a second printing is good.
Yes.
All right, now I'm caught back up with you. My apologies. I enjoyed the accelerators that you can only go back in time, not forward.
Now it says forwards and backwards.
Exactly. So we've gotten quite a bit farther. And, Gavin Smith, met him at one of our first cons in Ohio. Super nice guy. Every time I see him, I buy an additional set of these comics from him. Really like him.
Oh, yeah. So when's that going to happen again?
Who knows? With COVID, I'll never see anybody again.
Yeah, it's possible.
Autumnal number 1 second print foil variant for $10. Or just a standard second print.
So when comic publishers say this was second printing for Dryfoot and we're going to limit it to 1,000 copies, do you think if they had like 10,000 orders come in, they really would not print them?
No. I think they limit it to just over what their expectations are.
Yeah. Yeah, it probably didn't say during the FOC cycle that it was limited to 1,000. Now that it's coming out, it's probably said we sold 970 of these. Let's limit it to 1,000.
From from Vault Comics, Giga number 1, Alexander Pacnado with Jean Lay on art. Nobody knows why these skyscraper-sized mechs, known as Giga, fought their bitter centuries-long war. All they know is that when the fighting finally stopped, the dormant Giga became humanity's new habitat and new gods in one. When disgraced engineer Evan Calhoun finds an apparently murdered Giga, his society and the fascist fantastic text-centered religious order that controls in their rapid thrown into chaos. Blah blah blah.
That was a masterpiece.
You like that? Well, what is that word?
I don't know. I stopped. I can read it.
Fascistic.
Where are we at? What's it called? Giga?
Giga number one. You didn't even follow me into the solicit.
Well, I lost interest, Kyle. Like halfway through your.
You mean you don't enjoy hearing me butcher the English language?
Where are we at? How far down?
Literally midway plus one.
Engineer Evan Ken apparently murder king. Fascistic, like fascist. Fascistic.
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 That's stupid. Stupid word.
It's English, buddy.
No, I've never heard that.
You've never heard the word fascist
in my life.
So if you've heard the word fascist,
which is an abbreviation in of itself, and then you're turning it into a verb.
If one is fascist, they are fascistic.
Fascistic. That's stupid.
You don't hear it a lot, but I mean,
no, you don't hear it ever.
That's how you would conjugate it. Yeah, that makes sense.
And I would make fun of anybody who uses that word.
Oh, it's going to be in your Christmas card.
Dang it! I'm going to start that and penultimate. See, I was going to pick Giga, but now I'm disgruntled.
You were going to buy Giga, and now you're not because of fascistic.
Yeah, we've said less is more so many times on solicits. Yes.
And you know what?
And we said speak English so many times on solicits.
Yes, we have, and they get. That's true. Solicits are an art form. If you don't do it right, you don't deserve to have your comic sold.
Yep. Holy G, it's the Yellow Kid from Mortem Comics. I'm moving on already. Rick and Morty Ever After number one.
And we have a Zorro in Land That Time Forgot. This is a who's the publisher? American Mythology. And I always mention Zorro because Mike's listener to the show, Mike Myers, loves Zorro. He'll buy this. 100%. It looks okay.
There you go. All right, Drew, we've come to the point of the podcast where I ask you for your pick of the week. What's the one book to make sure you go to your LCS, snap up, drop in a bag, drop in a board, drop in a top loader, and say, this is going to be on a top 10 soon?
I've got a couple, but I think I'm going to go with Spawn 311.
Suck, I was going to pick that one. And
cover B.
I'm going to cop out with TMNT The Last Run at number one, just because I cannot wait to read it.
Yeah. I hope it's good.
Yeah. It freaking better be.
Exactly. It better be. And I was real close on the Sex Criminals photo variant, but then I thought I won't have anything to post.
It's true. Yeah. Eastman and Laird back again. Can't wait. TMNT Last Run at number one. Which I suppose I should start reading the ongoing, because apparently it ties in.
Oh, really?
Well, they mentioned The Last Ronin when we were talking about that 1 in 10 variant of issue 110.
Oh, gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Speaking of which, I saw you talked Jason from Hawaii into buying Back to the Future Transformers.
There you go. That's awesome.
Yeah, he was posted a picture from his LCS a couple weeks ago, and I think he got multiple covers because of you.
There you go.
You're blathering on about Megatron or whatever.
Gigawatt, man. Gigawatt. Come on.
Gigawatt.
Remember the name. Oh, that's awesome. Well, we want to thank you guys for tagging along with Drew and myself through the stuff coming out at the end of October as we venture on through 2020. We thank you so much. Of course, write in, be part of the podcast, and don't forget to send us your Desert Island floppy, trade, hardcover, and omnibus. We'd love to hear what your opinions are and what you have to have in your hands, even if you're just sitting in an island basket in the sun. We thank you so much. So for Drew and for myself, See ya.